Hey guys, Danica Ferrante here from mybeautyscraps.com. I've got another alternate idea for your August 2016 paper pumpkin kit called Bold Botanicals. This one is actually number 6 in the series for this month. Lots of fun alternate ideas. But you can probably guess by looking at what we're working with here. This one is going to be how to use your paper pumpkin kit in your Project Life album. You guys know I love Project Life just as much as I love making cards. So as soon as I saw this card come in the kit, I knew I was going to want to use it in Project Life. So we're using that one for sure. But as you can see, I don't have a whole lot left from this month's kit. So I think this is going to be the last idea in the series. And then we're going to do a Smash That Pumpkin video where I show you all of the projects that I made using the kit this month and any bits I have left over and how I'm going to store them back into my stash. So since I really want to use these cards in my Project Life, this is the color scheme that we're going to go with. So we're going to use Mint Macaron, Cajun Craze, Very Vanilla, and Early Espresso to create this layout. So these bits of Calypso Coral and the watercolor look, those we're not going to use today. So I am going to have to bring in some papers from my stash to create this layout. Oh, I also do have one little banner left that I want to use. So the extra supplies I'm bringing in are going to be a piece of Cajun Craze, a piece of Early Espresso, and a piece of Very Vanilla. I also want to see, if you watched my last paper pumpkin video, I want to try to use this card base. If you remember, I wasn't crazy about having that gap in the stamping, so I redid it, but I didn't want this to go to waste. You know, I want nothing to go to waste, so I want to see if I can try to use this too. Because my Project Life process is slow, I am going to speed this video up and do a voiceover for the rest of it. So I just wanted to show you what I was working with first, what's left in the kit, what I'm going to bring in extra. The only other extra thing I anticipate to bring in is this designer tin of cards stamp set. I really like, I don't know if you can see it, I like using those lines to create journaling cards. This stamp set is awesome. The designer tin of cards is awesome, but even if you don't get the designer tin of cards to go with it, you should totally pick up this stamp set. It has so many different sayings and so many different little icons, designs, and they are a lot bigger than they're pictured on the front. They're shrunk down to fit all of them on there. So I'm going to start scrapping. I'll speed this video up, and I hope you guys like it. So since this layout was inspired by that little lined card from the kit, I decided to start there, and I cut it down to 3 inches so it would fit in the pocket. And then I took my Cajun Craze cardstock and I just cut it down to a 3x4 card. When I layered the stripe piece on top, I thought it needed a little bit more of a border, so I just trimmed it down a little bit more so there was an even border of that Cajun Craze on all 3 sides on the bottom. The next card I'm working on, I start with an Early Espresso card in 3x4, and then I just cut a piece of Very Vanilla down so it was just a 1/4 inch smaller on each side so that it layered nicely on top of the Early Espresso. And I stamped the floral image that we got in the kit up on top. To create my journaling lines, I'm using that stamp that I showed you earlier from the designer tin of cards stamp set. I love that stamp set. So versatile. I'm going to color in the floral image on the top so that it matches the floral image on the card from the kit. So I'm using Mint Macaron and Cajun Craze to color in that image. There you can see very quickly how well those colors end up matching. The next card I decide to work on is my title card. I always find it a little challenging to work on a title card when I'm making cards ahead of time because I don't know what week number I'm going to use it for. Um, or if I'm going to use it for an event. But I decided to just go with hello. So I used the hello stamp from the kit. And that way, in the future, when I'm ready to use these cards on a spread, I can write hello, week number, 42 or whatever week it ends up being. This card is a perfect example of why I'm speeding up this video. You can see I fuss around a lot. I move lots of pieces around. I'm not really sure about how I want the layout to be on this card. I really want to use up that card base that I didn't like how it stamped in my last video, and I really wanted to try to use it on this layout. So I mess around a bit trying to use just a corner, and I decide to use the whole half. So I commit, I use my snail adhesive and I slap it down. And here's some more coloring. This is super sped up. Can't imagine if I actually colored that fast. I don't think it would be nearly as relaxing as it is. But I'm using the same two colors again. I'm using Mint Macaron and Cajun Craze to color in all the leaves and all the flowers on these images. While I'm at it, I decide to color in that corner piece too. I'm still determined to find a place to use that somewhere. So I decide that it's like a little heavy with all of that early espresso on the title card. So I wanted to create a card for the bottom right hand pocket also. And that's where I decide to use the corner piece. I just put a little adhesive down, so it's kind of going to be like a photo corner. When I go to make the spread later, I'm just going to tuck a little photo right in there. So now I'm going back to my first card because obviously that one is very plain with just the little journaling spot on the bottom. So I decide to add some embellishment with some of that really cool like burlap ribbon that came in the kit. And I'm using my liquid glue for that. And I just cut a little early espresso banner from some scrap and adhered the wood veneer on there with the glue dot. And then I decide I need a little more Cajun Craze to add some balance too. So I'm just going to create the exact same card again. This time I decide to use glue dots to adhere the ribbon and that little banner, and it's much easier. I'm not patient waiting for glue to dry. The glue dots work perfectly. All right, guys, that is it. That is the finished Project Life spread minus the photos. I'll give you a closer look at each card. So this card will be my title card. I'll probably use this for a week in the fall, so I didn't add the week number, but I would just use stamps or letter stickers to add like week number 40 or whatever, and then my roller date stamp for what the dates are for that week. So it's going to say, hello, week number, whatever you end up being. And then it's going to be all set for a title card. I really love the way the coloring came out. This color combination is really cute and definitely not one that I would think of. Cajun Craze is not on the top of my favorite color list, but it's really beautiful for fall, and I really love the way it looks with the mint macaron. So this next one was the super simple journaling card that we made using the little flowers stamp on the top with just some simple lines, and you could even hand draw those lines if you don't have a stamp to create them. And then I love this card so much, and I felt like it needed a little bit more of the Cajun Craze color to balance out the layout, so I did create two of them. It was definitely easier to adhere all this stuff with glue dots than the liquid glue, so that's a good tip. And I love the way this little piece from the kit works for journaling and project life. And I use a lot more 3x4 photos than 4x6 photos on my pages. So I'm leaving 3 spots for 3x4 photos and just 1 spot for a full 4x6 photo. And this last card, I think, is going to end up being my favorite once it's finished. It doesn't look like much now, but I was able to use that card base that I kind of messed up the stamping on in, I think, a clever way to kind of create a photo corner. So when I have my photos for this page, I'll just cut down a photo and I can just tuck it under there. I can add a little bit more embellishing. I have another wood veneer flowers still, and I still have a ton more of this ribbon. So I could do like another little layering cluster down there, similar to this one, and create three of them, three of my own matching embellishments that will create a visual triangle and really help to tie this layout together as well. I should also mention, I guess, by placing the three predominantly early espresso in a diagonal line, that's something else that also helps balance your layout. So I hope you enjoyed watching this Project Life Process video and having this final alternate idea for using your August Paper Pumpkin Bold Botanicals kit. This series was so much fun for me. So stay tuned for that Smash That Pumpkin video where I'm going to show you all of the projects that I made using the kit this month. And I'm going to have a very special giveaway too. So make sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on that. And there's also a link down below in the description box if you're interested in subscribing to Paper Pumpkin with me. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.